welcome back to another episode of the Tough as Nails podcast. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Michael Antidormi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me.
We have a lot to talk about. And I'm very excited for your future opportunities that are coming your way. But let's get started. Let's let these guys know who you are and what you do for a living and your passion, your goals.
Yeah. I'm Mike Antidormi. I grew up in Naugatuck. I lived here basically my whole life. I'm a professional MMA fighter, and I also own my own business. And yeah, I'm excited. Me and Paulo know each other from since we were kids, and we do the Clocked Out podcast together, and we always have a good time.
Yeah, shout out to the Clocked Out podcast.
Facts.
coming soon to a computer or a phone near you. So yeah, you started out fighting in the gym, right? Just for fun. Really?
Yeah, basically, I just tried it out. I used to box when I was a little kid, and me and my little brother did Golden Gloves when we were little kids at the YMCA in Naugatuck, and I had the only knockout, and he had the only TKO in 18 fights.
Wow!
And so from a young age, I knew that. You know what I mean? I was pretty good at combat sports. But then for years, I didn't box competitively. I just kind of trained, hit the bag at the Y, and then one day, one of my buddies, shout out Nate Franklin, he hit me up and he was asking me, he told me he wanted to do jiu-jitsu, he wanted to try it out. And he said, if we go together, it'll be less awkward. We could train with each other, you know what I mean? To kind of try it out. And yeah, man, I walked in there and got tossed around by like a 14-year-old. And so...
Very humbling.
Exactly.
Very humbling.
There's no other word for it.
Well, it's a very humbling sport, and you learn a lot of life lessons from that. Mixed martial arts. But so why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? So you started out in the gym, just doing it for fun with your friend, and now how did you become a pro?
It's kind of crazy. It's only been a few years. And so I went in, I tried jiu-jitsu for the first time, and I immediately was hooked on it because I couldn't not learn what, you know what I mean? This little kid tossed me around, and he took me down and held me down, and I was like, what the hell? And I had been in countless fights in my life throughout that point. I was just completely confused at the fact that he was able to do that. But come to find out that it's all about what you know.
Yeah.
And so from there, I started training as much as I could, and then eventually ventured out into doing competitions in jiu-jitsu. And from the first time I competed in jiu-jitsu, I was competing at a weight class that was maybe 3 times what I should have been, like 3 weight classes higher than where I should have been because I was out of shape. But I ended up winning. I won gold and silver in my first competition ever. And from there, I remember telling one of the guys that owns the gym now that I want to fight MMA. And that's really what it started as. I just wanted to say that I had to fight, something I wanted to do. Like before I die, I wanted to say I got in there and they got in the cage and then I started winning, man. And I had a ton of amateur fights, and I won and lost in amateur, and then finally made the jump to amateur MMA. And from there, I haven't lost since. I went undefeated at amateur, became a 145-pound champion, and now I'm officially pro, having my second fight in a month, and I'm undefeated at pro. So,
wow. So undefeated in MMA, and what inspires you the most to continue this success?
I take inspiration from a lot of different things. Mostly my family. I want to set an example for my nephews, and just make my parents proud. And I can tell that the way that I'm living now in comparison to the way that I used to live through martial arts has really made a difference in not only me, but my family around me, my friends, everyone. They seem to draw inspiration from me, and I draw inspiration from that. So that's really one of the major things that keeps me going.
Well, speaking of drawing things, you drew massive crowds at Mohegan, all these different venues in the state, outside of the state, and largely in part because all of Naugatuck knows about you, or at least they should, and they want to support you. So how does it feel to be able to say that you're from Naugatuck, born and raised, and you get to represent one of the best towns that this state has to offer?
I love it. it's cool for me because Naugatuck is not really like a super rough, gritty town. Like, they're not known for that, but I'm showing people that it doesn't matter where you come from. It's all about what you got inside, and the heart that you bring in there. And I like to think of myself as a pretty tough guy, and I think I've showed it in my fights. And Naugatuck made me. I'm proud to be from here, and I'm proud that all the people in Naugatuck support me. It's crazy the amount of support that I get. The people that hit me up for tickets and just talk to me on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. And it's really cool, man, to see all the support. I couldn't appreciate it more.
So now that you got fight number 1 under your belt, which I was there for, and boy, was it one hell of an experience.
It was a quick one. It was a quick one. Got him out of there fast.
Yeah, TKO in under 45 seconds.
Yeah, I think it was 48 seconds or 45 seconds.
So going forward now, what's next for someone who goes out and shows out in their first pro debut?
Another fight. We went right back into the gym afterward. I always do after my fights. I can't kind of
not train.
Yeah, I can't take too much time off. My life falls into shambles. Martial arts. It's funny. I always say, like, it's such a cliche thing within like jiu-jitsu. Like, jiu-jitsu saved my life, but it's truly one of those stories.
Yeah.
And so I have to. I feel like I have to keep doing it. In order to keep my head on straight. And so we're right back in the gym, and we got another fight booked. And October 20th, I'm gonna be fighting at Foxwoods Casino. And I hope to have a nice big crowd show out again. And I think I'm going to get this kid out of there in a hurry as well.
Wow. I love the confidence.
Thanks, bro.
I love everything you're doing. I look forward to working with you on our comedy podcast.
I can't wait,
that we're
man.
doing
I'm so
together.
excited.
And I look forward to seeing your professional MMA career flourish.
Thanks, bro.
And I'm sure all you guys do as well. This is another cool, inspiring story that everyone from Naugatuck should be motivated to do better in their life in any way by, he's showing us firsthand that anything's possible. So
Facts.
I appreciate seeing that, and everybody, I think, should appreciate that, because Naugatuck's such a small town,
right?
But we have such a big heart, and I feel like we need something to be proud of, not internally, but on a statewide and on a national level, you know.
It's good to see people from Naugatuck doing well,
Yeah, we have our sports in high school doing well right now. The marching band's doing big things. Naugatuck High School as a whole is doing big things. Mayor Pete Hess, everybody's doing amazing things for this town, and you're just another example of that.
I appreciate it, man.
So thank you, Mike, for joining us. And where could they buy tickets if they're interested in watching?
So you can buy tickets directly from me. M Antidormi 911 on Instagram, Michael Antidormi on Facebook. You can buy tickets directly from me. You can also get them on Foxwoods, their box office site. I don't know what the name is. I'll have to plug it later, but yeah, so for me or from Foxwoods or CES.
Yeah, the name of the promotion, CES, and it'll be at Foxwoods October 20th.
Facts.
So look forward to that. I can't wait to see what happens. If it's anything like the first one, it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a good one. Going to put on a show.
Yep. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and I look forward to having another cool story to present to you guys in the future. So stay tuned. You can follow us on Instagram, Naughty Now, on Facebook, and also on YouTube. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.